It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with the Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, if you just joined us, we were having a conversation about smoking weed with your children. Now, this came from Benzino, where he was talking about how he feels like a hypocrite sometimes because he doesn't want his daughter to smoke weed. Let's listen.
Because she's about 15, 16, listening to Chief Keef. She's smoking. I don't want her to smoke.
Of course.
So it's like, damn, like, we know, so I don't want to be the bad guy.
What age you started smoking weed?
13.
Exactly.
Right.
But you want your kids to be better than you.
You're right.
Yeah, we do in
It's called
theory.
necessary hypocrisy.
But you also...
Stop.
I like that.
No.
Put that
Say
in
that
there.
again.
Necessary
I like
hypocrisy.
that.
So we're asking 800-585-1051, what are your thoughts? Now, Ida, you have a daughter?
I have a daughter and a son.
What ages?
My daughter's 26 and my son is 31.
Okay, so they of age. So let's say they wanted to smoke with mommy.
I don't want to smoke with my kids. I don't want to create habits with my kids where we differentiate parental lines. Like I'm good with being their mother.
But you would
like,
drink with your kids though, right?
Nah, I don't drink with them either. My son doesn't drink. Yeah, I don't want to.
Not even like a glass of wine. I'm just asking.
I mean, my daughter will have a glass of wine at dinner, but we're not about to get messed up together.
You're not getting lit. Right,
have that attitude. I just think, the other thing is, it depends on how old they are, right? Because even if I did something early, like I joked earlier, like I don't want my daughter, when your brain ain't fully developed, why you smoking weed?
Right.
If I did it, you see how my life turned out, why you want to do this? Like,
Right.
I think we can't just be afraid to draw lines with our kids because we want to be cool with them.
But you know what? My daughter's 21. I was thinking about it when we had this conversation. Now, this is where it would be sticky. Yeah, of course, you don't want to smoke or do anything like that with your kids. But if my daughter wanted to try marijuana, if she wanted to, I would rather she try with me and learn with me than try with somebody, one of her friends that she goes to college with, right? Because where would they be buying this marijuana, this cannabis from? Where would they be smoking it? Is it laced with fentanyl? I would rather her come to dad and be like, hey, dad, this is something I wanted to try. I would like to try it with you because at least I can go to one of the dispensaries I know or get it from even my own, cannabis line,
I don't think either one of y'all wrong. I think, both of y'all approaches to parenting and how y'all choose to, be with your kids is both correct because I can see myself going either way. My kids are 14, 7, 4, and 1. So, hopefully I don't have make those decisions anytime soon. But I kind of feel what Ida's saying. Like I want to draw lines between, parents and children. Like I'm not your little friend. You know what I mean? And I don't smoke anyway. I do edibles.
Right. But let's say your daughter wanted to do an edible. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you rather she get it from you than Flame Monroe?
Yes, please. Lord have mercy. Because Flames is out here doing 60 milligram edibles for recreation.
At least you can teach her about microdosing it and teaching her the effects, opposed to getting it from a friend that don't know when she takes something and she don't know what she's taking.
And a lot of mine isn't for recreation. A lot of mine is for anxiety. You know what I mean? So it's not like I'm doing it just strictly for recreation, even though I do it for recreation sometimes, but not all the time. So I don't know. I think I would like. I agree with you too. I would like for them to come have the conversation.
Yeah,
with me.
absolutely.
You
No,
know what
I
I mean?
agree. I agree.
But I can't see myself sitting around high with my kids.
Yeah, we're not reenacting the scene from Friday. Like, and I think, you know what I mean? I mean, I agree with you, though. I would want my kid to come to me and, of course, monitor the situation. But to create the habit where your kids feel like they can come do that kind of stuff with you, I just feel like if that's the gateway.
Right.
What happens when they're like, yo, I want to try Coke now?
Whoa, I ain't never did that. Now you got a problem. You got to go to rehab.
Yeah, you on your own.
Now, I'll tell you the story about how I accidentally smoked Coke in a blunt. You know what I mean? But I ain't never willingly.
But that's part of the thing.
No
like you see how you accidentally smoke Coke in a blunt. Just imagine if your daughter or one of your kids wanted to smoke and said, you know what, I'm gonna try it. My friend got something and they smoke it. And now they smoking Coke.
But that's why I say I agree with you when I would want my kids to come talk to me about everything. But I agree with Ida when there's still lines between parents and children, because I ain't never sat around and had a drink with either one of my parents, and I wouldn't want to. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't.
I barely like to drink around my mom. But I know how she feels about that. My mom told us a long time ago, y'all got to watch that alcohol because y'all got a long line of alcoholics in y'all family. So I know how she feels about that. So I don't know. I can go. I could go either way. I take a little bit of from what both of y'all said.
Hello, who's this?
This is Tashina.
Hey, Tashina. Good morning.
Good morning. So I have a take on your question about the marijuana smoking with your kids.
Go ahead, Mama.
Personally, I wouldn't do it. How old are the kids? If my children are grown, personally, I wouldn't do it. But I do know parents that do allow it because if it's going to be done, do it in the comfort of your own home. I want to see if things are being added to it.
See, yeah.
I want to know your reaction to it. You know, because nowadays marijuana have benefits where I can't help that my medicine smells louder than yours. So,
You're right.
So at the same time, that's what I'm saying. You know, personally, I wouldn't do it if my child is like 13, 14. You know, definitely no. But a grown child, yes, definitely. I don't see a.
And we lost.
Or phone cut out.
Monitor your reaction, monitor it being done. You get what I'm saying?
I definitely understand.
I would love for my, I smoked weed mad early. I was like 16, 17. So if my daughter who's 14 now did feel like that in a couple years, I wish she would come to me. So I would tell her no. You know what I mean? Like that's something you should wait to do until you get older. Your full frontal cortex isn't even fully developed till you're 25.
Right. See, but the only problem with that too is once a kid wants to try something, they're gonna try it. You know, and if they're reaching out to you to try it, you can sit there and say, no, I don't want you to, but I would just hate for them to be like, well, I'm going to try it with my friends anyway. And my fear
I got the
is...
perfect excuse for that.
What?
My daughter calls me goofy all the time. She tells me I'm weird. I said, that's because I smoked weed when I was young. So after we watched Super Mario Brothers last night and I kept going to you, dan-dan-dan-dan-dan-it. I was just dan-dan-dan-dan-dan-it. And she's just looking at me like I was crazy. That's because I smoked weed when I was young. So if you don't want to be weird and goofy like your daddy, wait until you get older to smoke weed.
Your daughter's a genius. She can tell that you're weird and goofy from...
See? Super Mario Brothers was great, by the way.
Hello, who's this?
Hi, this is Dove.
Hey, Dove. Where you calling from?
I am calling from Ohio.
Ohio. Now, you smoke with your daughter?
No, I let her try it because I've been smoking since I was 12 and have my medical card. When she was 16, she's like, I want to try that. So I let her try it, and she hates it.
No.
You let her try it at
She
16?
does not want to smoke.
You let her try it at 16?
Yes.
I believe that's contributing to the delinquency of a minor, right? Or am I tripping?
I believe you are absolutely correct.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But it served as a deterrent, though.
But you said she never smoked again.
She hates it. The first time she's like, I don't feel anything. So I'm like, well, you need to hold that in.
Jesus Christ.
So then she did. We were going to dinner. She's like, I don't want to go. I can't function. This is stupid. So, yeah, no, she hates marijuana.
You know, it's crazy. None of us can judge you because I'm not going to sit here and act like my daddy didn't pass me a Budweiser when I was a child.
But you ain't drink a full beer, though. You just got
probably
a
would have let me
little
if I would have liked it. You never know.
Damn it, man. Jesus. 60. All right. Well, 800-585-1051. We're asking, would you smoke weed with your kids? Let's talk about it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Call me. Add your opinion to the Breakfast Club topic. Come on. 800-585-1051.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Ida Rodriguez is here, our co-host.
That's right.
And we're asking 800-585-1051. Would you smoke weed with your child?
You know, Ida said something interesting. Ida, talk about what you was just saying.
No, that there's a lot of data that connects schizo disorders with underage, with kids who have been smoking and doing drugs before their brain is fully developed. And so there is a lot of connection to schizophrenia and all of those disorders. So you got to be careful when you're young, because it happens right around 18, 19, schizophrenia sets in.
And because your full frontal cortex doesn't develop until you're 25.
Yes.
So drugs and alcohol and all of that definitely interfere with the development of your full frontal cortex.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's go to the phone lines. Hello, who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. This is Nikki.
Hey, Nikki, we're talking about smoking with your children. What's your thoughts, Mama?
So me personally, I would smoke with my children just to create a safe environment. I feel like if they were just out with their kids or on the street, anything could happen. They could accidentally smoke a lace blunt or something like that. So
I think it would just be a safer environment for them to experience it and figure out if it's for them or not.
I think we got to define this word children. I think as parents, we always call our children children, even when they're grown. Because what do you mean when y'all say children?
I meant 21. I meant 22, like of age.
That's the age.
But a lot of these people are talking like, well, how old is your child, Nikki?
My oldest is 14. So it's funny because I just recently talked to him about, drugs or whatever, and he's not into it. He's into anime, but I told him, like, if he's ever curious to, like, come to me. Like, don't ask your friends, just come to me.
Yeah, but you got to go back to what we've been saying all morning, man. Your frontal cortex is not completely developed until you like 25. Drugs interfere with that. You can't be just having these kids. That's why I'm a little off now, probably.
Well, you're right.
What you mean?
No, you're a little
we
off.
all off. Because we was doing drugs too early.
You more off than anybody
Shut
else.
up.
Hello, who's this?
It's T.
Hey, T, good morning.
What's going on?
What's your thoughts, T?
My whole thing is that's the problem with society now.
What's that?
The parents are trying to be their friends. Some kids gonna have a gazillion friends. They're only gonna have one or two parents. All depends on how it goes. But you gotta stay in your parent role. Stop trying to be friends with those kids. Why would I sit back and allow my child to, become illegal? I can't even get the word out. Use marijuana when you have to be on a certain level.
I don't like how you just all of a sudden try to sound professional. Just say weed head. You was about to say weed head, and then you said just say weed head. You don't want your kid to be a weed head.
Why would I let my child be a weed head? I mean, it's different with the adult child. If they're handling their responsibilities, they're doing their thing, and if they're up to if that's what how you want to parent, that's just not how I parent. But that's why things are the way it is, because parents are not parenting. Parents are more trying to be cool. The best part of parenting is remembering when you were a child, so you can help that child through, certain things, certain levels of life when they were children. When you were a child, excuse me.
I agree. I just don't understand. I don't know how we keep that door open for kids to still respect us as parents, but still come to us about everything.
But I mean, you kind of need that, because even if you look at what influences most of us, right? And I know it influenced you, and I don't know if it happened, but music influenced us so much, right? Our
Culture,
favorite artists, our culture, right? Back then when we were growing up, we didn't have as many artists talking about weed smoke like we do now.
That's a damn lie.
It's not true.
What
like
are you
we had
about?
Snoop, we had who else?
They were the biggest,
right?
Dr. Dre put out an album called The Chronic that sold 5 million records. I smoked weed because of Dre and Snoop.
Right.
What are you talking about,
but now think about all the artists now. There's so many weed smokers.
Redman, Method Man, Dre, Snoop. I smoked weed because of them.
Touche.
What are you talking about?
Touche. But I'm thinking of all them, but you got Wiz Khalifa and
bruh, stop
Currency.
it. We always do this. Our era was terrible.
You're right.
Our era was just, they learned from us.
You're right.
What are you talking about?
It seems like we see it more now. I don't know why.
Because it's legal everywhere.
Do we have a Percocet song? Because they got a Percocet
They got a Percocet song. We had no Percocet song.
Do we have a Robitussin song? Because they got a lean song.
No, we did. We did.
What lean song?
Sipping on Scissor, all 3 6 Mafia, all Dipset. Yes. Yes, we had you definitely had Robitussin sauce. Beanie Siegel, what's the song called? I can't remember.
Cough syrup before Robitussin comes for me.
Yeah, we definitely had the syrup was out.
Yeah.
Definitely syrup was out.
Maybe right, touche. But we didn't have a Percocet song.
No, we
Molly
had Woo songs
Percocet.
though. You had artists rapping about weed and coke.
Who?
A lot of them. Weed and coke made my eyes bleed. A lot of them. Wu-Tang, Trick Daddy. Like, it was a lot of people talking about Woolers and
But what's the
stuff.
moral of the story?
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I agree with both of y'all. Like, I want my kid to respect me as a parent.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And there should be lines like Ida said, but then I agree with you, Envy. You want your kids to always come speak to you about everything. But
Correct.
No, I can't see myself getting high with my children.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Even when they're of age.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know.
All right, when we come back, we got your rumor report. We're talking Kim K. She's in a horror flick. Also, Antonio Brown is being sued. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.